I supposed to pay? Am I supposed to pay right now? Like, to show you that I'm all in and I'm willing to build with you? I'm not looking to build anymore. I don't want to build shit at this point.
I'm not building shit. Is this attractive? What man is looking? You know what? That's what I'm talking about. Sugar dumpling, honeycomb. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's it. I want a woman who won't reciprocate and don't want to build. Why do they do this? So this next video, and this is where I'm going to attempt, ladies and gentlemen, to educate single mothers on how they present themselves on social media. You cannot do this. And I've said this multiple times. Let's listen to this woman rant about the types of guys that are attracted to her. It's funny, but I'm going to try. to educate, okay? Here we go. Let's listen to her. Oh, and pay attention to the right side of what I wrote while she's talking about. Here we go. Fair use.
Sound negative. I'm about to sound negative, just so you know. And men, I'm going to be talking about you. I normally don't do that because I'm a person who typically believes that people are inherently good. Life is just easier that way. And that, I've had good experiences dating. But if I come across one more post about a man talking about he's choosing his peace, he's not dating anymore, he's but my money's intact, fuck off, all the way off.
Why? So if you look to the right, so out of 100 adult men, only about 2 are single, high earning, $150,000 or more, and that's individually earning that income, not household. Or said differently, roughly 1 out of every 50 men fits the single $150,000 profile. That is important for what she's about to say, okay? Keep that in mind. 2 out of 100 men, every 100 men, only 2 make over $150,000 a year. Keep that in mind.
Because I've been out here dating for about 4 years now, okay? Y'all don't have no money. You don't have money. I have yet to date a man that actually makes more than me. I have yet to date a man that can do more for me than I can do for myself. Now, normally it's not a problem. I'm a little annoyed this morning. I don't know, maybe I need to go back into my prayer closet. But normally that's not a problem because
And she says she got to go back into her prayer closet. Lady, you on here telling men to F off. God don't like ugly. Here we go.
I don't date men for money because I'm good. I'm usually like, if you're stable, you can take care of yourself. I can take care of myself. Let's put something together, make it rock. Fuck that. I'm not putting anything together with anybody anymore. I'm just not. Because when I find a man who makes what I make, not more than me, but about what I make, they're so concerned with protecting it. And reciprocity.
Reciprocity, is that too much to ask? Didn't I just do a video on this? Reciprocity. That's all men be asking for. And that's too much? He ain't supposed to get nothing? God dog. Okay.
I want to see a woman who's going to put in, you know what I mean? So what has happened is at 43 years old, if I date a man my age or older, which is the typical range that I like to date, they have already been in relationships where they've done the things, right? They've did the 2 jobs and they had the kids and they paid all the bills and they've done the things that I would have loved for a man to do for me. But now they're looking for that give back. What you gonna give me? You know what I mean? That's what they're looking for. So you end up in this state of confusion, like, what am I supposed to pay? Am I supposed to pay right now? Like, to show you that I'm all in and I'm willing to build with you? I'm not looking to build anymore. I don't want to build shit at this point.
I'm not building shit. Is this attractive? What man is looking? You know what? That's what I'm talking about. Sugar dumpling, honeycomb. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's it. I want a woman who won't reciprocate and don't want to build. Why do they do this? Who is this supposed to attract? I don't understand this, man. Is anything about her attitude attractive, guys? And she's a pretty woman. Okay, 43 years old. She looked good. Skin clear. Goodness, but she mad as hell. Is this attractive? Single men, is this what gets you going? Like, oh shoot, let me get this woman who don't want to contribute to the household. God dog. All right.
Point at 40 something. I'm not in my 20s. That's different. That's very different. So I'm not talking to you young girls, okay? Women, I'm in my 40s. At this point, we shouldn't have to build shit. You should have built something already. I have what I have built. Maybe we can come together and maybe start a little something together.
What you mean maybe? That's what you're supposed to do. Oh.
But at this point, foundations should be poured, right? You should already have some structure. $150,000, man, it's not a lot of money. Stop trying to...
We're everybody a billionaire on social media. Since when has $150,000 not been a lot of money? I just told y'all, 2 out of every 100 men make $150,000 or more. Okay, and that's single men. 1 out of every 50. Where do people live? And I get so pissed off when people say $100,000 ain't a lot of money. Do you know how many people in the United States make $100,000? What is it about? It's 25% of men make $100,000 or more, and that's including married folks, right? Gay, whoever, all that. And it's like 12% of women make $100,000 or more. Okay, so it's not a lot. And then you go ahead and up that 50,000 with 150,000. Man, 2 out of every 100 men. What do you mean that's not a lot of money? Where do they get this stuff from? My God, what the hell? All right, come on.
Protect it. You make $150 a year, so the fuck what? It's not a lot of money. It's a stable income. It's a livable wage. But you don't have money. Please stop being confused because you drive a nice car that you definitely have a payment on. And
who is you talking to, ma'am?
Maybe, you got some nice, you got some stuff, right? Maybe you have a home, right? You got furniture and stuff in it. It's not a lot of money. Like, I'm so sick of men who are suffering in silence, but y'all loud as fuck. You really are. Because I've yet to meet a man that can make my life better than what it is.
Why is she mad? Those are the men that you entertain and who are attracted to. That's your pool. But again, and I'm so confused. This has to be just for content. Because if your goal was to, I guess, put your bid in for a man, and this is why you should want to be with me, this is poor representation. What single man making $150,000 or more is listening to this video is like, you know what? You right, sister. Let me go ahead and come correct. Because you seem like you mad, you talking mess about us, you cussing. This is all attractive to me. Let me go ahead and court you now. It has to be for content, because I watched, I looked in the comments, of course, women agreeing. They all broke girl doing the same thing that we heard. Ain't no need to get in the comments and try and fight these battles. But I'm just saying, if you're just doing this for content, you can't go out into the dating market and be like, okay, guys, overlook what I said on social media and take me as I am. I'm not the same woman. You are the same woman. Okay? None of this is attractive. You're not going to get with the guy who makes $150,000 now because of this. This is stupid. Why they don't understand this?
And that's just the truth. Now, that doesn't mean this is not to bash men. I just want you guys to put it in.
But you just spent 3 minutes bashing men. My voice getting high pitched. What you mean? You're not trying to bash men. You just cook men.
I need you to have it in some perspective on what you actually bring. Because when I get off at night, I don't want to have to worry about what I'm going to eat and who's preparing it or feeding you. I don't want to have...
Who's supposed to do it? You don't even want to feed the man? He can't even eat? Like, God, dog. I'm laughing, but I'm confused. I'm not angry. I'm just like, I'm listening. I'm like, man, he can't even get no food, no victuals, nothing. Here we go.
Have to worry about those things. I don't want to have to worry about if I'm going on vacation, who's paying? No, I have a group of girlfriends. You know who paid for my last trip for my birthday to St. Lucia? My best fucking friend paid for the whole goddamn thing. Never looked at me twice.
Lady, that's your friend. There's no romantic. Well, I was finna say there's no romantic involvement, but I didn't heard about them girl strip stories. y'all be turning into lick a lot of pussies. You know what I'm saying? All these damn girl trips. So hey, let's not rule that out. You may have done something strange for that ticket. some strange for a little change. My girlfriend paid for all my tickets. All I had to do was open up. So let me not judge. So hold on.
to figure out if I was giving her anything back.
Oh,
we ain't sleeping together, so she wasn't looking at me.
Oh, don't start bitching up now.
For that, all she wanted to do was make me happy.
Oh,
okay. So I've yet to have a man come in my life and do that. Are they out there? Sure. I know women who have found some wonderful men that are willing to do that. I actually dated him. My last boyfriend had made a decent living, had a pension and a whole ass job together. Like, you know what I'm saying? He made a decent living. The last couple of trips that he was paying for, we canceled.
Oh.
Grow the fuck up, man. Just grow up. Date in your range. If you date
you are their range. You're and that's why I put out the I'm a 10 community post. That is your range. That is your level. And she don't understand it. If the men that you want don't want you, then you just ass out. You got to make it with the guys that you've been entertaining. You said the last guy that you was dating, he was doing well, but y'all canceled trips. That's your pool. Let me not say how do they not. I've been doing this for a while now, so I understand this is common that you see this. Is like, man, this is your lane. You got to make it work. You know what I'm saying? Goodness.
Beautiful woman who says outright, you've got to pay for these things, then maybe you can't afford her. Go somewhere else and find somebody like my dumb ass who's saying, oh, if you got, we can put it together and make it pop. I'm so fucking stupid.
Oh my goodness. Nothing about that was that single guys in the chat. Is that attractive? I mean, even, I know there's a lot of guys in here that make, upwards of $150,000. Is this the type of woman that you want to settle down with based off the way she's talking? Like, man, I'm not going to cook for you. She got an attitude. She cursing. Lord have mercy. This is crazy to me. But let me explain something to women like this, man. And this is where I'm going to attempt to try and help out. And this is not to attack her, but just simply to try and educate her and other women who may feel the same way. Because a lot of what she said, it would sound reasonable on the surface when she's talking about a man should be stable. I agree with that. I don't mind that. But when you slow it down and you look at it from a male decision-making perspective, ladies, you start to see why men hesitate to marry, not date, I want to be clear, but marry women like this. Because she said that she's tired of hearing men talk about choosing their peace and protecting their money. I mean, that's wild. But from a male perspective, that statement alone signals a misunderstanding of what marriage actually represents to men. So for men, peace is not laziness, and protecting resources is not insecurity. I don't know how she got that. It's simply a man being responsible. It's responsibility. So marriage actually exposes men to emotional, financial, and legal risk. So when a woman dismisses that concern, men don't hear confidence. All they hear is a disregard for the cost of commitment. Okay, ladies? So when you say you don't care about that stuff, he's like, well, hell nah. We ain't getting into this. So and what's crazy is she also said she hasn't met a man who makes more than her or can do more for her than she can do for herself. And I think here's where women like her need clarity, because men don't select wives based on whether a woman can out earn them or replicate what they already provide. Her income does not offset other factors that matter more for marriage. To men, and I can speak for you guys, a woman saying, I don't need you, does not increase her marriage appeal. It actually removes it. Do y'all understand when you say that? Men's like, well, if you don't need me, it removes the incentive for him to even try and come in your life. So when you say stuff like that, you have to be mindful. And she also mentioned that men her age have already done the hard work, the jobs, the kids, the bills, and now they're asking for something back. That's actually correct, but the conclusion she drew from it is backwards. Those men are not being selfish. They're being selective. A man who has already paid the price and and is no longer looking to prove himself, he's looking for reciprocity. He's looking for peace and appreciation. She offered none of that. So when a woman reacts with frustration to that, men interpret it as entitlement. She seems very entitled. She expressed confusion about being expected to contribute emotionally or financially, and said she's no longer in her 20s and doesn't want to build anymore. We know that, lady. That statement matters, but men hear that as, I want finished results without shared effort. And I got that from, Rich Cooper, Cars and Entrepreneurs. He was one of the first guys that I heard say that women want to wait at the finish line and F the winners. So that's what she's essentially saying. But for marriage-minded men, that's a red flag. Marriage is still a team effort, no matter if you are, if you are well into your career or not. So wanting a finished man while refusing shared investment, it creates an imbalance, ladies, like this. Not all women, but women like this. And again, and I have to mention this, she also minimized $150,000, said that it's not a lot of money. Approximately 2 out of 100 single men make that amount of money. High-earning men do not gravitate towards women who belittle what they built while simultaneously expecting to access it. Does that make sense? How you gonna say it's not a lot of money, but still you want some of those ducats? That's crazy to me. You want some coins? No. Lord, where they be getting who they be listening to? And then she compared male generosity to what her girlfriends do for her trips. Gives support without expectation. You say that, but we know the game. But that comparison, it actually hurts her marriage prospects more than she realizes, because female friendships carry no sexual, legal, or long-term obligation. So men aren't competing with her friends. They're evaluating whether making you a wife adds peace or friction. And you guys can answer that in the chat based off of what she said. That comparison tells single men that they are unnecessary. Again, so why bother? Especially the way that you put that video together. And again, and I'm gonna say this once again. I want to talk about the part that a lot of people don't like to say out loud. Yes, men will date single mothers. Yes, men will sleep with single mothers. But marriage is a different decision. A childless man who is being asked to take on children that aren't his, the emotional complexity, the financial obligation, and long-term responsibility that comes with it. If this woman, I looked on her page, she has 4 kids and she is in her 40s. The cost side of the equation is high, especially for a man with options, okay? That's not hate. It's just simply a risk assessment. And I'm going back to my career field. It's a risk assessment. So this is why I consistently tell single mothers to prioritize men who already have children. Those men understand the reality of parenting and blended families. Childless men often do not want that responsibility, even if, listen, single mothers, even if they are willing to date casually, okay? Confusing sexual access with marital intent is where many single mothers get hurt. And I'm trying to help y'all so you won't go y'all happy asses out there and talk about, yeah, I'm gonna start dating these YNs. Yeah, I'm glad that these old ass women dating YNs. Them YNs get to sneak in with no fear of getting you pregnant. They getting what they need out of it. And then they can go on about their day. You don't think that you're marrying a YN. No, they gonna sneak in, you get your needs met. It is what it is. But again, when a woman goes online publicly expressing anger, frustration, and contempt towards men, I don't think they realize that she's actually advertising conflict. And men, we observe before, we approach. So high value men, high earning men do not sign up for public resentment. They opt out quietly. So This isn't about bashing her. It's about explaining why men hesitate to marry women who speak this way. Men aren't intimidated. Men aren't confused. Men aren't, what they are doing is calculating risk. And marriage is the highest risk decision a man can make. If women want different outcomes, they have to understand how men actually evaluate marriage, not how they wish men did. And I think that's a lot, that's missing in this space when women talk to one another. They always talk from a place where a real man would do this, a real man would do that. You don't know what men would do. You need to start listening to these spaces, because you're going to go out there looking crazy like this woman, ranting, and the only people that's agreeing and responding are women bitter like her. And that should tell you something. So what are you actually getting out of it? Nothing. Just a chance to try and bash men, or the bash of men that you can't get. Stupid. So, but yeah, man, hopefully I try to help that woman out, man, because none of this was attractive at all. She needs to dial this back. You don't have any leverage like that, man. I'm sorry. In the attitude, that's the main thing. Back in the day, I think guys were more accepting of that. It was kind of normal. Take me as I am. That shit ain't flying no more. Okay? You got to be you have to be nice at the very least. Like, God, dog. Shit crazy. But yeah, that's what she's saying. So hopefully take some of that advice. Who knows? I'm gonna get called Dusty while I'm sitting here. I mean, yeah.